everyone, and welcome to another edition of Thursday Thoughts with Pastor Pat. It's a little darker in here, and I've got a visitor suddenly, but I'm coming to you today from my basement. I'm not taking shelter or anything. It's just this happens to be where the computer is and where I thought I'd have the best space away from my pets. Didn't work out that way, but welcome. I am Pastor Pat. This is my weekly video blog, and what I'm thinking on Thursday is we're approaching Sunday morning worship. This coming Sunday, I believe, is the fifth Sunday after Pentecost. Get ready to hear a lot of that. The Pentecost season lasts a long time. It is Sunday, July 13th. The passage for this Sunday is taken from the 10th chapter of Luke, verses 25 to 37. This is Jesus telling the parable of the Good Samaritan, the story of a friendly neighbor, someone who goes out of their way to help someone in need when other prominent people are passing by and overlooking the needs of this person. The Good Samaritan takes it upon himself. Now, this week, takes it upon himself to help out. Now, this week I've heard a lot from people, a lot of questions coming this week in light of the floods in Texas, especially how it affected Mystic Camp and other camps and children and families. And a lot of questions are related to what can we do, which is the right question to ask. And so that is always the question we should be asking ourselves whenever a neighbor is in need. And of course, neighbor, as we understand it in the Christian community, goes far beyond our immediate neighborhood, but stretches not just sea to shining sea, but across the world as well, too. These are all our neighbors. And when our neighbors are hurting, we try to respond and do what we can. So this Sunday, there is a way to respond, a way to help our neighbors who are in need, our neighbors who are hurting, and that is Christmas in July. Now, last year was my first year to participate in Christmas in July, and it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. If you've never participated in it before, I really encourage you to give it a try. It's not too late. Even if you have not did not sign up to participate, it's not too late to join in the festivities. It will be after worship, probably around 11:30. But this is a benefit that will raise money to help. Specifically this year, the funds will be going to Youth in Need, a local organization that helps families, and it will specifically help the families of young children affected by the recent hurricanes, the recent tornadoes in St. Louis. And here's how to participate in Christmas in July. It is a potluck meal, so please bring a dish to share, whether it's a casserole, a side dish, or a dessert, and bring one or two wrapped gifts. Not too expensive, not too inexpensive, but $10 I think is a good measuring stick. Wrap the present and simply just label it male, female, or youth, or child. And then after the dinner, which again will begin about 11:30, we'll begin auctioning off these items. So you will bid on gifts that you think are wrapped enticingly and look like something that you might be interested in. And then the fun is you get to open up what you auctioned, and you get to see if you're pleasantly surprised if what you purchased. It's a lot of fun. And again, all proceeds will go towards Youth in Need to help our St. Louis families recover from the recent horrific tornadoes. So you may be asking, okay, that sounds great. What about Texas? What do we do? My promise, and the promise of our council as well too, is we will not forget Texas. Council and our mission and caring ministry will look at ways in which we can participate and help and assist those families so tragically affected by the horrific floods in the hill country of Texas. If you're looking for a way to help out immediately, Camp Moval, our own camp in Franklin County, posted a way to help that people can help right now. They posted various ways for which people to donate, and I'll put that link in the comment section below. And it has 4 different funds available that you can donate to for funds of your choice. One of them is Salvation Army. One is related to Kerr County. The other is ACA has its own disaster assistance scholarship fund that you can help out with as well. And when our conference right now is in Kansas City, because we have our national gathering is this weekend in Kansas City. So the conference and the denomination have not been able to really gather to respond effectively yet, but will. And when that comes down the pike, we'll be sending that off as well too. And when the church has develops ways in which we can participate and help, we'll send that information out as well. They are at this point. The last I checked, the authorities were saying that they have almost too many volunteers there in person, and the floodwaters are still high and they're not really safe yet. So hold off if you feel the call to actually go down and physically help. We're asking you to hold off on that for now, but we'll definitely look for possible ways that we can maybe send a group of people down there. May not happen that way, but it might happen that way. Just keep your eyes and ears open. The other question a lot of people will ask at this time, and I think I've preached on this recently as well too, a lot of people ask, why did this happen? And that's an understandable question. But the reality is that question of why can drive us crazy, because we'll never really know why things happened. The question I think we need to ask ourselves at this time as Christians is, what are we going to do in light of this tragedy that we don't understand? And certainly we don't understand why that happened. But what do we do in light of it? How does the church respond? What can we do? We can be like the Good Samaritan who decided to be a good neighbor, saw someone he did not know, someone he had never met before, someone who actually maybe even considered him an enemy, and decided, I'm going to help because I feel it's what God calls me to do. And God calls us to help. So join us for Christmas in July in our effort to help our neighbors, and be on the lookout for ways that we can support, you can support Texas as well. And I hope to see you Sunday morning, 10 a.m. For worship in person or right here on Facebook Live. And until then, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.